Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Attack on Productions. Fluff here, coming back at you with another deck profile. But before I do that, make sure to give us some love, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to click on the links below. I think we've got a $15 off your first whatnot if you want to follow the link down below for that. But today, we're talking about Vegito, set 2 Vegito. Vegito got some love in the anniversary box, and I've been really excited for this. So, going into it, starting talking about the leader doesn't matter as much now, and you'll see why in just a little bit. But the big thing to remember is that the leader counts all of your Vegetas and Gokus as red, blue, green. So just remember that fact. On the back side of the leader, you draw one on swing. On the front side, you don't draw at all. But you still get to count all your Vegetas and Gokus as red, blue, green. And then where it really starts to get spicy is with the Z battle deck, or the Z deck. So first off, looking at the Z leader, SSB Vegeta, a new look. So it's a 15,000 baseline double strike. You no longer have to meet the 15 cards in the drop area, or the 10 cards in the drop area to get that off. It costs you 1 red energy. It costs you 1 Z energy on top of a red Vegito. All of your Gokus and Vegetas still count as the 3 colors. Activate main. If you have 3 or more energy, choose one of your Vegito Z battle cards. Play up to 1 Vegito with an energy cost of 8 from your hand on top of the chosen card. And then the second activate main is you place 1 card from your hand to the bottom of the deck, draw 2 cards, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and return it to the opponent's hand. So that is really strong for getting rid of, say, blockers or barrier cards that are causing you different problems. So we want to go into this as fast as possible. In most instances, you can get up there on turn 2. I know in one game I had to wait until turn 3 because Jimmy wasn't attacking me, which is a great way to play against this deck. Wait until you want to be attacked. So there's that. The new Vegito Z battle card that was referenced there. Say 1 drop, 1 Z energy. Deflect permanent. If there are 3 or more colors in your Z energy, this card gains barrier. And then when this card is played, look at up to 7 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 Vegito card among them, shuffle your deck, and if you add a card from your hand, place 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. And then activate main. If your leader is a red Vegito card, it's front side facing up, you have 2 or more energy, and you remove this card from the game, flip 1 of your leader cards to its backside, and draw 2. So that's how we kind of bypass the awakening condition there. You're going to be able to, on turn 2, go ahead and flip over to your backside, which is this side, negating the 4 or less life on this side. And you get to draw 2 because of it. So that's how we're going to do that. This card is super important. The first one you're going to burn to awaken. And then the second one forward, you're going to be able to play 8-drop Vegetos on top of. So we play those. And then looking at other Vegito or other Z cards that we may be running in the deck. I run the Rush Attack SS Blue Vegeta because it is a really good red card if you ever need the pressure to go into. And then I run one of the Oolong. The Oolong's just for closing out games if your opponent's at 1 life and you need a big body to swing with. You can play the Oolong for pretty cheap and go on from there. Hint, we are playing yellow in the list. So there's that. That cleans up the Z deck, so now we're going into the actual deck itself. So we'll start by talking about our Goku and Vegeta targets. The first Vegeta target is Vegeta protecting his loved ones. This is the anti-blue hate card, or this is the anti-blue card. I've seen a lot of lists running this at a 3 to 4 of. 2 seems to be enough. I side the other ones. If you're ever going up against blue, it's easy enough to find room to throw these guys in. I run 2 of the Vegeta Resolve Reneweds. This card did just recently get eroded to being locked to the Vegito leader, so we're going to take advantage of that. If I'm playing a deck that I know is going to play more floodgatey type stuff, I'll side in more of the Vegitos, or the Vegetas. I do side into those, but main deck we're only running 2, and that has served me plenty. And then we're playing 3 of the Vegeta Fatherly Encouragement. This is the Trunks Vegeta promo. It's just a 1-drop counterattack negate. But more importantly, you use this as a charge target to give yourself all 4 colors and your energy off 1 card, which is absolutely fantastic for satisfying certain conditions in the deck and opening up yellow lines of play for you as well. So 3 of those. And then kind of a spice is 3 of the SS Vegeta Future on the line. If you happen to negate with the 1-drop Vegeta and you've got the 1-drop Vegeta on the field, you can then EX evolve into this card, which will give you a barrier removal on swing, which is absolutely huge. Otherwise, this is just another charge target. So that's all of our Vegeta targets. Now going into the Goku targets, I play 3 of the Son Goku Legend Personified. This is just a 1-drop cantrip. And then it's got Bond 3. The card gains 21,000. So it becomes a 25,000 until the start of the next main phase. So this guy is actually pretty good. I never saw myself actually playing this card, but we do need more Goku names in the deck. The next one is going to be Son Goku Resolved Renewed. This is just a counter-attack Goku that makes you take a strike a life when you play it. It's not absolutely terrible, but it's pretty good. I never actually used this card when I was playing, but just having another Goku name in the list is pretty good. And then the last Goku target that we run is Son Goku Father and Son. I kind of took this idea from Trey Faircloth, where he was talking about when you play your secret rare, you can play this guy for free, and it just becomes a blocker body or a 15k pressure, whatever you want it to be. You could cut the card, you could leave the card. I think either way is perfectly fine. It gives you another yellow charge target if you need it, or a yellow discard option later on in the game. So just whichever one you prefer. And then the last Goku Vegeta target is 4 of the Saiyan Synergies. These cards are must-haves for the deck, in my opinion. They count as both Goku and Vegeta. They're negates. They're a pseudo Sensu Bean boost on the on your defensive side if your opponent doesn't attack into it and they just attack your lead. And it's a great card to fetch out for your Potara pieces. So 4 of these must-haves. I don't think you can cheat and not run these. Going into our Vegito line, we've got 4 of Vegito Polymorphic Potara. This is one of the 2 lines of play that we're going to be able to play Vegitos with. So on this one, for 1 energy, place this card in your drop area from your hand. If your leader is a Vegito, choose up to 1 Son Goku and 1 Vegeta with energy cost of 2 or less from your deck. Play them in rest mode with their skills negated. And then at the end of the turn, you place those cards in the drop area if they're still on the field. So 4 of this, because it's a great way to get Potara pieces into play. The partner card to that is Vegeta Resolve Renewed. The 5-drop. It is a barrier 25,000. You need Potara for free, and you draw 2 cards on that. And then activate main for 2 energy. Play up to 1 Vegito card with an energy cost of 7 from your deck on top of this card, then shuffle your deck. So, and that's activate main / battle. So one of the kind of cheap things that this deck can do is it swings with Resolved combined, passes turn, and then during your opponent's battle, you can defensively go on ahead, cheat out your 7-drop Vegeta, pop a card on the field, maybe the attacking card, rip a card out of the hand, and draw a couple cards for your trouble. So 4 of those, super important. This and the Z Awakened Leader are going to be the 2 ways that you play, your 7-drop or your 8-drop Vegitos respectively. Speaking of 7-drop Vegitos, we do run 3 of the Hyper Rush SSB Vegito. This is the only 7-drop target that we run in the deck. And generally, you want these guys to stay in your deck. So if you see them, you'll super combo them to the bottom or use the leader's effect to put them on the bottom just so that they remain in the deck. But when they're played, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and 1 card in their hand, place them at the bottom of the owner's deck. Then you're going to draw 2 cards. Then you can choose up to 2 cards in your life and add them to hand. So if you're still at a high life total and you want to get more draws, you're potentially drawing up to 4 on this guy for 2 energy off of the resolve combined. So absolutely amazing card. It is a triple strike, 25,000, so it's big pressure on your opponent, or it's a good way to clear out a unison, whatever you need it to be. Moving into the 8-drops, we play 3 of SSB Vegito Paralyzing Prowess. The big thing about this guy is he's a 35,000 triple strike deflect barrier. So he's really hard for your opponent to remove. He's got a huge body and a huge swing. I was considering running this at a 2-1 of with Vegito the Savior instead of this Paralyzing Prowess. But I think because this guy has protection, it's just generally a better option for you. As opposed to running the Savior. Even though the Savior does have crit, I still think this guy's just a little bit better. Secret Rare is the Power of Potara Secret Rare. This guy is free off of the leader's Z ability Awaken, so you can tap 4 and then draw 4 cards, and then you have a 40,000 triple strike on field. There's nothing to scoff at there. It's just an amazing value play for essentially 1 energy, and that 1 energy being to play the Z battle card out. To be able to play this guy off of. Drawing 4 always feels good every time you do it, and I resolved it pretty much every game that I saw it. So, one of those. Now, our last big boy in the deck is not a Vegito, but it's 2 of the Omega Shenrons from the Shenron deck. Because we spend so much of our time on our Z Awakened side, you're able to play these guys for 2 energy. They're 30k triple strikes, which are great for closing out the game, or baiting counterplays, or whatever you might need to bait out before trying to close the game out. I do play these at a 2 of. These have actually won me games before, so don't sleep on how important this card can be for you. Because you spend so much of your time on your Z Awakened leader, this card is just always live on turn 3 and after. Now going on to quality of life things. Our super combo, we run 4 of the Raditz Saiyan Youth. I've seen a lot of people playing Beerus. I've seen a lot of people playing the SS God Goku. But for me personally, I think this is just the correct super combo to run. Just because your opponent is going to try to Zerg you down as fast as possible. They know that you're going to Awaken potentially at 8 life, so they're going to try to get you as close to 4 as quickly as possible for that for that life differential. So I found that these were perfectly fine. The Beerus is just a little too inconsistent because we have too many off colors for that to be worth it, and the Gokus I don't personally feel like do enough as far as like drawing and moving resources around to include them. So I am choosing to run the Raditz. That's my case for them. But you choose the super combos that work for you. Because we do charge yellow in this deck, charging a yellow Goku or Vegeta gives us all 4 colors into our energy, which opens up the potential to play Whis, Angel of Universe 7. This is essentially a free counterattack blocker that plays itself and takes 1 of your life to play. So it's essentially like testing the opposition, but on a battle card body. I absolutely love this card because you can start using these. If you charge a yellow turn 1, you can start on turn 1 using these guys whenever you want to. So I do play 3 of these guys. Absolutely amazing tech choice in the deck. Then I run 2 King Vegeta's Imposing Presence. Kind of moving into our extra cards here. The King Vegeta's Imposing Presence is great for if your opponent tries to go wide on you. Like, I know the Ape Coup starter deck. This card was instrumental in surviving their push and surviving everything that deck can do. because they swing a lot with 15Ks. And just putting this on your leader means that they have to dedicate an extra card into trying to take damage off on you. So 2 of those, probably side a third. I run 2 testing the oppositions. We already kind of run testing the oppositions in the form of that Whis. So just having 2 more at our disposal, negate, blocker, is great for stemming off our opponent's pushes. So we play 2 of those. In conjunction with King Vegeta's Imposing Presence, we do run 3 Senzu Bean. Even though this got eroded to be defensive only, I still think that it's incredibly strong defensively, especially if you were able to pair it with King Vegeta's Imposing Presence, where you're essentially giving your leader a 25,000 body, causing your opponent to put in a lot of resources if they want to get through that. So 3 of those, and restanding 2 energy defensively is not bad at all. And then, last but not least, we run 2 Almighty Resistance. Probably the reason that you want to run yellow overall. This really carries the deck. It's a counter. For 2 energy, you discard a yellow card, and your opponent just loses the game, because now you're able to get in with your triple strikers and combo your hand out and win the game from there. So, Almighty Resistance 100% carries the quad color variant, and the reason that I play the quad color variant, because this card is absolutely insane, and as much as you hate Cooler, you should hate this card equally as much. But that is my Vegito deck profile. Let me know what you think below. It was heavily inspired by Trey Faircloth's variant. If you want to go check his out, we may put a link in the description below. He might do a little bit better of a job explaining things than I do. I really found his video useful for when I was putting my list together. I did finish first with this list. The list is very good. It grinds very well, especially once you figure out how to sequence the deck and all the little bells and whistles that the deck can put off. It's actually really good, and I think if Sen Shenron and Gogeta didn't exist, this would be the top red dog right now, which says a lot. So if they hit those 2 decks, look for this deck to really jump forward, because I think those are the weaknesses to this deck. But as always, read your cards, know your plays, let us make the mistakes so that you don't have to, and as always, fluff out.
Fluff back!
I'm back, bitches!